Winter is better with Bombas. They make thoughtfully designed clothes that make you feel cozy at home, supported during outdoor activities, and good knowing that for every item you purchase, they donate another to someone in need. Socks, underwear, and t-shirts are the number 1, 2, and 3 most requested items in homeless shelters, and that's why for every comfy item you purchase, Bombas donates another comfy item to someone experiencing homelessness. Every item is seamless, tagless, and luxuriously soft. Bombas are the clothes you'll want to cozy up in all winter long. They use the softest materials like merino wool, Pima cotton, yep, that's a material, and even cashmere, which makes them the perfect cozy wintertime layers. And now go to bombas.com/TMGW and use code TMGW for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/TMGW and use code TMGW at checkout. This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Woo! I actually am quite thirsty.
There you go.
I normally forego the initial sip just to get right into it, and I was like, my mouth is dry.
You really don't. You don't take a sip in the beginning.
I do eventually, but what I do is I let you get your sip in.
Wow, that's so chivalrous.
While I talk, and then when you retort, at least this is what happens in my brain, and then I sip just so we don't go cheers. And it's not like 2 seconds of ASMR. That's what I just did. Sounded like Goofy doing ASMR.
Yeah, it sounded like someone just said something unsavory and is gulping because they couldn't believe they actually said that.
Welcome to my ASMR channel. That goes out to Tyler Oakley and Corey Cool.
Specifically and only.
Specifically and only. How's it going, Grace?
It is good. Things are good.
Okay, you said the word unsavory, and I'm going to say this.
Fun word.
We need to say it more.
I think it's a very fun word.
Would you call things you enjoy savory?
Yeah.
Not pertaining to food? You know what I mean? Like unsavory, you said that about a sound.
Right.
But would you be like, that sound is savory?
Yeah, maybe if it's like delicious. Like how people describe things as delicious or sweet.
No, but I'm saying, would you use the word savory to describe things that aren't about food?
I
like,
guess so.
That was a savory sound.
Maybe.
Oh.
But somehow savory sounds kind of sinister. All of these alliterations happening right now. My brain is breaking down.
We aren't stoned. In fact, this might be the most sober we've ever done.
Truly. Which also brings me to a very important point that you and I had kind of discussed last week a little bit.
I'm nervous.
That it has been brought to our attention multiple times that we, as two co-hosts of a podcast, often and definitely repeat ourselves.
We do. Okay, we got a lot of flack on last week's podcast because it was like, I remember someone commented something like, they were like, okay, this is the third time Grace is being told what Fordite is, and Mamrie doesn't remember telling her, and Grace doesn't remember hearing. And we've heard the church lock-in story a few times. Guys, I straight up went to that YouTube comment.
Yeah.
I did the math of like how long we've been doing this podcast on average. Obviously some weeks were like 30 minutes, some weeks were like closer to an hour.
Yeah.
But it was just like, imagine sitting down with a friend.
Yeah.
And you just talking for like, I forget what it was, like 9,600 minutes.
So I did the math too, and I've done some research on the brain.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I just wanted to say in general, like sometimes you can go on 2 dates and forget you told a story already. We are trying our best.
Yes.
It does not have to do with drugs and alcohol. I'm also not saying it doesn't, but I'm just saying as long as we don't remember telling it and we don't remember hearing it.
Yeah.
Y'all got the fast forward 15 seconds button.
At least hopefully we're consistent in whatever reactions we have and whatever story we're telling for the third or fourth or fifth time. But so we're on our 215th episode.
Oh my goodness.
Right now.
Wow.
At an average of about 40 minutes of conversation per episode.
Okay.
That's 8,560 minutes of conversation that we've had, which is basically the two of us talking to each other nonstop for 6 days straight.
6 days straight.
And
6 days straight.
And we don't have a producer that works with us on this podcast. It's literally Nick who edits wonderfully, but we don't have a producer that helps us stay in line with what we've already said. And occasionally we will tell each other.
I don't know if I've said it.
I think I've said this before.
I
think you've told me this before.
We preface our stories with that because I legitimately don't know if it's like deja vu or if you said it before. But that is true. I will give us that point. Like most podcasts.
Hey.
Most podcasts
yeah.
Have someone to be like, hey guys, you actually already said this story and we're gonna edit it out. We don't edit out shit. The only time we edit out something is if like we go into a coughing fit or like one of us is like, oh wait, was that
I gave away a personal information
about
fact.
someone else.
Yeah.
Like with us, we're like, oh fuck it. But,
yeah.
I mean,
here's what my gynecologist said to me.
yeah. We absolutely say that. The one time I hit up Nick a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know it's too late to edit out anything because it's already across all platforms.
Right.
And it's been up there. I was like, but can you add an addendum in the description on every platform saying White Lotus spoiler alert?
Oh, good call.
Because some people were like, oh my God, that was such a spoiler. Way to kill it. And now I'm like, look, Jennifer Coolidge spoiled her character's fate during her acceptance speech. So now I'm
free
fine.
Range.
I'm fine.
I know. Now I feel a little compelled to start every story or listen to every story with, I think we've said this before.
Right. That should be the name of our next podcast.
I think we've said this before. And it's for only new listeners or people that want to reminisce. But then I appreciate the commentary because it does make me start to wonder, I'm 37, what is going on with my brain?
Well, I'm doing a lot of walking into rooms and then...
Oh, not knowing why I'm there?
No clue. No clue.
And
I'm doing a lot of awake walking.
Yeah.
Not
walking with
sleepwalking.
such purpose to only find out that there's truly, or I'm literally opening a tab Google search and then my hands freeze. What the fuck were we about to Google?
Okay,
What's
there we
going
go.
on?
I find though, when I do forget sometimes I don't remember that I forgot. So what I'll do is I'll like walk into the kitchen and I'll wipe down the counters. I'll clean some stuff out of the fridge. I'll take out the trash. I'll eat a snack and then I'll go, I came in here to get tape.
Yeah.
Like I'm overcompensating. I'm not just walking in there and like just looking around like a lost kid.
Yeah.
But oh man.
Well,
okay. Well, we appreciate you guys calling us out.
Yes.
And you know what? It actually warms my heart. Because in my head, I think that means a lot of people are like binging episodes. So
and
they're
paying attention when they listen.
Yeah. And they're being like, oh, I just heard that story on an episode last week.
Yeah.
Even though we told it 2 years earlier. And that's why we don't remember telling that shit.
Must be that. That must be it.
Must be it. But anyway, how is...
well, let me tell you some stuff about the brain.
My brain.
Because then I was like, let me do a little Hank Green right now and do a little science research and see what it says.
This is so savory.
Well, it's because I was also like, man, I know that I'm getting more forgetful. And thank God we really present ourselves as forgetful people. So basically, in your 30s and 40s, according to a Columbia article, your brain starts to shrink with the shrinkage rate increasing even more by age 60. Okay, so we're at the era where our brains are starting to shrink.
Are they gonna? Okay. I have so many questions. Want me to wait?
You can ask questions. I will probably not have the answers.
Number one, will I lose a little weight?
That's what I mean. I don't know. Will I feel it start to kind of jostle around
Number
up
two,
there?
will I be a bit of a maraca? Yeah. Because I'm into both of these effects of the smaller brain.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now, according to brainfacts.org.
Oh, my favorite site.
Okay. So we have autobiographical memory of life events and accumulated knowledge of learned facts and information. And both of these types of memories start to decline with age. But we have procedural memories, like learning how to ride a bike, and those remain intact. So our memories of like events and accumulated knowledge, i.e. stories told over years on a podcast, start to decline. Our working memory, the ability to hold a piece of information in mind, like a phone number, a password, or like where you parked your car, starts to decline with age. Some studies suggest a slow decline starts as early as age 30.
Wow.
And so also certain aspects of attention become more difficult as our brains age. They said, quote, we may have a harder time focusing on what our friends are saying when we're in a noisy restaurant. So
it has to be noisy though.
When there's stimulus going on, we have a harder time focusing. Our ability to tune out distractions and focus on a particular stimulus is called selective attention. But they say it's not all downhill after age 30.
Well, I mean, that would be a hell of an article if it said it was.
Starting really lighthearted on this episode.
Yeah.
Certain cognitive abilities improve in middle age. People perform better on tests of verbal abilities, spatial reasoning, math, abstract reasoning. They perform better in middle age than they did when they were young adults. So you and I might not remember each other's stories,
I don't know what
but
you just said.
We can go take a test.
Okay. I was going to say, when they say the skill of like riding a bike, what was that called? What kind of skill was that called? Just a skill?
Oh, that is your procedural memories, like the procedure of doing something.
Well, I will say, I don't remember what I did 2 days ago. I don't remember anyone's birthday. I don't remember shit, but I know every word to like, you know, a Ludacris song that came out in 1996. Yeah. So to me, that's my skill set.
Yeah, exactly. I also feel like I am so in the moment here, and we're trying to make fun episodes too. That as soon as we stop recording, then I'm like, there we go.
Out of sight, out. I go into my house and I just like hyperbolic chamber, like you were talking about with your extensions last week, which still fucking cracks me up. I officially sent the text saying, I want bangs.
Oh,
when can you do it?
I have to send a text this week about I've been collecting images, inspo images of lobs. All types of lobs across the board.
You've got a lob blog?
I learned, this is, you guys, I'm a late bloomer. I realized recently that it's best to put photos in albums on your phone to help you organize. I'm like, this is how all of the influencers do it.
That's how they do it.
This is how they have immediate recall of old images from different things constantly that they organize
We
them.
sound so old.
I know, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, holy shit, this is how people handle their lives, especially in influencer fashion. That I'm always like, how do people find stuff to post? You know, it's like find a photo of you from 5 years, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
In this specific thing. And people have it like on call. It took me, I tried to make a video, or I did make a video, like kind of summarizing my graduate experience. It took me hours to go back through my phone and collect all the images.
Well, because we all know, like, I haven't been a selfie queen these days, but like, I'm sure, like, you know, cut to 2 years ago, it was selfie after selfie. I have one album in my phone and it's just called, no, I have two actually. One is called Important Shit.
Oh.
And it's just like a picture of my health insurance card.
That's what I gotta do.
Like my like TSA number, my like, and also like Chip's TSA number and like shit like that where I can easily reference.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a shared album from, so like someone added me to it. One of those things like you go on a trip with a bunch of people and you can just share one.
Yeah.
But what's so funny is I think it was like maybe 4 years ago. I'm sure we've been doing the podcast at this point, but my college roommate Kirby was getting married and I threw a dinner at our Palm Springs house for the bachelorette party.
Yeah.
So she didn't know that our other college roomies, our two were coming out, and friend Melissa. She just thought none of them could make it. Oh. And so what they did is they went down on Friday and hung out, and then we surprised her at the house. We were like, I was like, Kirby, come over. I might have told the story. Anyway, I was like,
I'm gonna pretend like I'm hearing it for the first time.
There'll be a new nugget on it. I was like, come over. I just want to like show you the layout of the house to like make sure all is good for the dinner tomorrow.
Yeah.
And she was like, cool. And she came in and like people dropped out of trees. It was great. But we stayed in that night. Kirby and them were going to like a full on like off-brand Magic Mike dirty show. Like, like it, or you know, like a Chippendales, which I've never been to one of those, which is shocking.
Very.
But I was like, we're good. They just flew in. We're going to hang and then we'll be ready to hang tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I have in my phone one shared album and the thumbnail, every time I'm like, it's literally just my college roommate, like spread eagle getting pounded by like a desert stripper.
It's so blurry.
Just like,
oh my God.
Legs in the air.
Like this is compromised imagery. Oh my
And
God.
every time I open my phone, I'm like, when did I? Did I cheat on someone?
You can't
when did I
see
do
her
this?
face, and it looks like your head from behind.
Yes. So every time I open it, I'm like, what did I do? When did I do this? But so friggin' funny. Okay. Well, now we know about our brains a little bit. That's good.
Yeah. It's helpful to know that, some of it is our fault and the toxins we put in our body, and some of it is nature's fault.
Nature's fault.
Mm-hmm.
In 2023, instead of like a long, boring, once again long, we're talking like a scroll list of resolutions that are going to overwhelm you, try focusing on a few key things that will allow you to feel more balanced, confident, and energetic. And with that, I am talking about Care of. Care of is a subscription service that ships high quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. I'm not even kidding. You go and you take a very easy quiz about like what your lifestyle is, what your goals are, etc. For me, it's like I'm vegetarian, I work out moderately, I'd like to lose weight, but mainly I like more energy, etc., etc. I'm telling you, they tell you exactly what you need, and then you get sent these adorable little on-the-go packets to take with you, so you're not having to dole out your vitamins, supplements, and powders every morning. They are ready to go, and best of all, you don't have to feel bad about those little single-use packets, okay? They're made of plant-based compostable film. So you can stress less about your impact on the environment and celebrate the impact it'll have on your body. Each shipment comes with a customized pamphlet showing you exactly what's in your individual daily packs and why it was recommended specifically for you and your health goals. You guys, you gotta try Care of. It'll seriously make you feel better, and it's just such a simple little daily routine that'll make such a big difference. So if you want to try it for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code TMGW50. That is 50% off your first Care of order if you go to takecareof.com and enter code TMGW50. Go take the quiz. It's super simple. You're gonna feel so much better. Take care of yourself. Oh my God. Oh, now I get the name.
When it comes to personal hygiene, who has the time to read that long list of ingredients on the back of the bottle? Some ingredients I can't even pronounce, and I am excellent at pronunciation. If you are like me and care about what goes on your body, then it's time to try Native personal care products. I have, and I love them. Every Native product is thoughtfully formulated to keep you feeling and smelling fresh all day long. You know Native for their aluminum-free deodorant. Native keeps their ingredients list bare naked with ingredients you understand, like coconut oil, shea butter, and baking soda. Native deodorant checks a lot of boxes. We got 72-hour odor protection, naturally derived ingredients, and a smooth, residue-free application. Native also offers a variety of scents, with new and limited edition scents being released all the time. When you use Native, you will smell amazing all day long thanks to their long-lasting scents. If you want to smell spicy and woodsy or clean and fresh, they have a scent option for everyone. And right now they have limited edition scents that are all candy flavors. We're talking gummy bears, sour berry belts, and my personal favorite that I have and love, strawberry and vanilla taffy. Also sweet cinnamon hearts. I mean, they have something for every sweet tooth out there. Now is the time to make the switch from an antiperspirant to Native. When you visit their site, you can discover all their fresh scents and maybe even try out one of their body washes while you're at it. You know, I got one of those in my shower too. Smell fresh and feel fresh all day long with Native. Get 20% off your first order by going to nativedeo.com/TMGW or use the promo code TMGW at checkout. That's nativedeo.com/TMGW or use promo code TMGW at checkout for 20% off your first order.
Okay, so speaking of
bangs,
drugs and alcohol. Oh, yeah, but I'm getting bangs.
Yeah, can't wait.
And just like my college roommate got banged by a stripper. No, there was no sex had. It was just like a fun evening. But speaking of drugs and alcohol, I went to Palm Springs this weekend.
Speaking of having fun in Palm Springs,
I got so many responses to my Instagram stories and stuff being like, oh, how's damp January going? I was like, specifically the only reason why I didn't just buckle down and do dry January is because I knew this trip was happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, what is the point?
Yeah.
No one says like, I did dry first 10 days.
Right. Yeah.
That's stupid.
So it's still damp. It's just like really damp.
Listen,
for a period of time.
LA has been damp in general. Okay,
that's true. That's very true.
So, which makes it hard. But like, I haven't drank the last couple of nights.
That's great.
So
back off, guys.
So get out of my DMs, making me feel bad.
It also feels strange a little bit for people to ask you how damp January is going when the like reading between the lines is like you fucked up. How do you feel about that?
I didn't fuck up, you guys. I didn't fuck up. So anyway, Palm Springs, my high school bestie Ashley and Jessica, I think I prefaced this last week.
Yeah.
They flew in.
Yes.
So fun. So the idea was they were going to fly in on Wednesday and go stay at this spa in like the desert.
Okay.
And I was going to drive down Thursday morning since that was Wednesday was the last day I saw Chip before he was leaving for like months.
Yeah.
I was going to drive down Thursday morning, meet them at the spa, get a massage, hang out, and then we'd go back to my place for the weekend. So much fun. We went to this spa called Two Bunch, and it was very like vortexy hippie vibes.
Fun.
Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't like zha, you know, you're in like a terry cloth robe. It's like, you know, people are meditating, but there's still margaritas.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was like a sound bath and also like mojitos. Okay.
1,000%. They have activities, right? Like they have a full list of activities you can do.
Yeah.
So you could be like entertained all day.
It's like the prime place for a housewife's girls trip.
Yes, but however, I can already see the other people there being annoyed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's the point.
They cut to a gong and everyone just looking at it. So we go and I'm already like running late because I went to Palm Springs first to drop off beans and like all the connecting roads were closed and it didn't pop up on Google Maps. So I was truly like finding my own way to this spa. So I get there and I go in and then I'm waiting to go get a massage. I can't even see my friends and my friend hears me and she comes down and says, "What's up?" So I get a massage out of the gate.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Great.
I needed it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But, you know, all I said was like, oh, yeah, the pressure's fine. And then you're done. So then I'm done. I go meet my friends up for cocktails. Can already tell they've been drinking since morning.
Great.
It's like 2 o'clock. You know, they had a big travel day.
Yeah.
We're talking there. We're having margaritas. You know, Ashley is like, my massage therapist, my masseuse, like he's like his mother-in-law is, you know, going through it and his nephew that tells me a whole story. And I go, you know what I said to my masseuse? The pressure's great. I was like, this is how you know you have 2 girls from the Southeast coming to visit. Cause I was like, she was like rattling off GoFundMe's. I'm like, what? I was like, I firmly establish out of the gate.
Yeah.
This is not a talking scenario.
Yeah, you do have to establish that. I feel like because that scenario is awkward otherwise.
Yeah.
It's like getting into an Uber and someone starts talking to you. And then when you know, talk back, now, here we are.
But when you're in an Uber, it's not like, oh, let's keep. Now we've developed a rapport and like you're rubbing my butt.
Right. Like I'm trying not to fart and you're telling me that you just had a questionable test back from the doctor. Okay. I am actively clenching my gastrointestinal system.
Like you're telling me how your girlfriend's parents are going to have to move in with you because of long COVID. I'm wondering if I have a tampon in.
Yeah. Did I hide the string? Oh. This is going to be great.
So anyway, we're having a good time. And then Ashley's like, well, let's get one more drink. They've clearly had a few. And shout out to both of them. I love them so much. But they were like, get a drink. We're going to go get our tarot read. There's a tarot reading like in the little activities area in a few minutes.
In the same place.
Yeah, it's like, we're at the little like bar restaurant and then we were just going to this little like essentially like a greenhouse, but like for activities, you know? And so
this is like adult camp.
It absolutely was, right? So we go there and we sit and it's just one other girl arrives, right? Okay. And so she's like, how are you enjoying yourself? We're like, pretty good. And she's just sitting there by herself. And she was like, is it still happening today? We're like, we think so. Yeah. And she's like, I came yesterday. It's great.
Oh.
So like they'll do a daily like tarot thing, but it was just her.
Okay.
So anyway, in comes this guy.
Yes.
In comes this guy with like, when I say Michael McDonald, do you know who that is?
I will know who this is.
It's Taking It to the Streets. He was in the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like a male grayed haired mullet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not mullet, but like a helmet.
Yeah, like he's got full, like he looks like he could play an American president or something.
Yeah, we could do that maybe.
Just the images that I'm looking at. He looks very like full head of white hair. Full beard.
Like thick man hair.
He's got intelligent looking spectacles.
Yeah, like he could fall and like it wouldn't hurt that much because the hair is like out.
Yeah.
So he walks in, bunch of rings.
Always.
Like a white shirt, sits down and he's like, oh, hi girls. Oh, welcome back. You know, whatever. My two friends, we're all in robes. They're like, he's like, welcome to Two Bunch. I am blah, blah, blah. I am the resident hypnotherapist. Ooh. Jessica just goes, you can hypnotize me.
And it's like not the I'm gonna make you hump a chair in front of your friends kind of hypnotherapy.
Not you're gonna bark like a chicken every time someone sneezes.
Oh, more like we're gonna regress to your childhood trauma and explore it kind of hypnotherapy. She was just like,
are you can what? I mean, it was blowing her mind. And he was like, and then he explained it, and then he like pulls out his cards and he's like, so I was never into this stuff. 30 years ago though, I met a very cute gal. Okay. And she was like, oh, I'm into the metaphysical world. Are you? And so I said, you're very pretty. Yes, I am. And so then we went.
He knows his audience. He's already the skeptics. He's already trying to align with them and let them know he once was a non-believer.
1,000%. So he's like, and then we went to this. And then I was like, you're very pretty. I'll go to another. Like he was just like setting up this tale. Right.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then I went in and then I found these cards and these cards spoke to me.
Yeah.
And so he's like, these aren't regular tarot cards. It was I'm gonna blank on the name of the tribe, but they were like a Native American like story cards that like also do tarot, that also like help you predict the future or interpret it, whatever it is. Yeah. So he's just talking, and then he's just like, and then I got into it, and then I read everything about it, and I am a speed reader. I can speed read and maintain everything, and I've been nominated for 4 Grammys. I have written 15 books, and he just keeps going off.
He was nominated for Grammys?
I mean, I haven't. I gotta look. I'll find his business card, and we'll look it up. I'm assuming like he like helped. I don't know, maybe with like some type of audiobook. But anyway, he just keeps going and he's just like really selling us that he's the shit, right? And I'm like, well, okay. And he goes, now I don't want to like blow anybody's mind too much. He was like, but we're gonna pick some cards one by one, and then I'm going to walk you through them. And if they're, I can see you guys are friends, but if there's something that's too personal, then I'll tell you, like, we can talk about that in private.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That meant a private session. Cha-ching. You know
what
I'm saying?
Oh, would you have to pay extra? Yeah.
So then I just said, well, you can say anything around us. We've been friends for 25 years. But it was fine. So that he does his thing, he's got his rings. He like pulls out like literally some type of hide. I'm not sure what type of hide, and spreads them. And he looks at me and he goes, okay. He goes, well, actually first, let me see. 5 cards, 4 cards. He goes, who's in here after me? And Ashley has looked at the whole schedule. She goes, it's the Van Gogh painting class. And he goes, oh, it's Vicky. She's not going to let me be a minute late. Pull 4 cards.
I love that. Totally snap out of it.
So we're like, uh-oh, Vicky Van Gogh will not let you.
Vicky Van Gogh sticks to the schedule.
Right? So I pull my 4 cards and I sit and I audio recorded it.
Yeah.
But so out of the gate, like 3, wonderful. Like he's very much like your creativity is like popping off, like abundance. Like I don't know exactly what the cards were called, but I was just like, yeah, fuck yeah, that sounds great. Literally when he turned over my 3rd card, he was like, I'd love to have your life right now. And I go, woo, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, bring it on, Captain Rings. Yeah.
We love it. And then he turns the 3rd and he turns the 4th and he just looks at me. Takes the hand.
This is it's always the last one.
The last one. And he's just like, I need you to know it wasn't your fault.
Okay.
And I go, And he goes, that when you were made to be what you weren't, and when you've been holding on to that, I need you to let that go. And I'm like,
what?
Grace. And if it was just me, I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, And he goes, do you understand? I go, yeah. He goes, it wasn't your fault. I go, I know. And he goes, I need to talk to you more after this.
Yes.
I was just
upsell the drama and the trauma.
So then he turns to Ashley. She takes her card, does it. He goes into her stuff. He goes into Jess's stuff. They immediately start crying.
Yes.
I love
he
it.
has dialed up the emotion.
But then like there was each a couple things that like I understood made sense with them, like knowing them. But then the other thing that was like, and here's a wild card.
Yeah.
Didn't know what's up. But each time he was like, we can talk about this more. Just you and I, right?
He's reeling you in.
He's reeling us in, and then he gets to the last girl.
Oh no, who was there yesterday?
Finally, and he looks at his watch. I mean, he was like looking at me, being like, "All of that is in the past. You've been dragging it like a weight." Checks his Apple Watch. You need.
Very concerned. You're like, the energies are getting a little stirred up here.
So then we all are listening. We've all recorded. Those two have been crying. We're holding hands, like doing the whole thing. He's eating it up, and then he looks at her and he looks at his watch and he goes, you just cut the deck." So she cut the deck. No. He pulls it. He's like, and he looks at the card. He goes, "You just need to keep working on what I told you yesterday."
Oh, there's so many layers of awkwardness to that moment.
But I love it because it was like, I wouldn't expect to come and if I came and got a whole new tarot reading that was like different from the day before, I'd be like, this is weird.
Well, that was my question before when you said that girl was there yesterday. I was like, why would you get 2 tarot readings in 2 days?
Why would you?
I bet she was trying to get another free session without having to go see him privately.
Oh, he was going to be all expand on what I said yesterday.
Yeah, and he called her bluff and was like, no, you still got to see me privately.
So he was like, just keep working on that. And then in the distance, we see Vicky Van Gogh just speed walking with canvas bags of supplies, you know?
Just lilies popping out everything.
Just ready for her paint and sip, right? And we're like, oh, here comes Vicky. He goes, okay. And then he hands us all cards.
Amazing.
Right? That like have a joke on, oh, I wish I had the card here. And then he just goes like, well, ladies reach out to me. I also do private things. And then he was like, and I hear you're in Palm Springs. And I didn't want to explain. So I was like, yes, I am. He goes, well, come down once a month to the blah, 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 blah. I do a comedy hypnotism show.
Yeah, so he does get you to hump a chair in front of your friends. Oh, my God.
Does. So it was so funny. Like the 3 of us go get a drink and sit in one of the like, you know, spring-fed pools and whatever. And Ashley goes, "Ma'am, what if you not let go?" I go, honestly, I was like, I think he saw that you both had on wedding rings. And I don't. I think he thought I was going through a divorce.
Oh, yeah. Why would you guys all be at this spa?
Right.
Your lifelong friends.
Oldest friends.
You guys are shit-faced in the afternoon.
You know how it goes.
Escaping something.
So anyway, it killed me. So we might have to do a follow-up and go see him perform in Palm Desert.
Yes, 100%. That's also what an interesting gig for him because he knows that everyone that's coming to that type of place is there for some sense of healing.
Yes.
And so he can just tap into a little bit of emotional like depth and just trigger so much in people.
It's not like, oh, I'm sitting in a metaphysical store and it's like, oh, someone just came in off the street and maybe she was just like, I just want to like see what's up this next year or like whatever. It was like, okay, these girls, they've been having serious talks in the pools.
Yeah.
I'm going to spy on them.
And you just need to say something a little like blanketed enough because it could apply to any aspect of your life. You got to start to let go. It's not your fault that you can't remember the stories you tell on this podcast. You got to let it go.
I looked at Ashley. I go, I swear there isn't some trauma I've repressed. Ashley was like, I was like, yeah, what is this traumatic event that Mamrie never told me about?
Oh, God. What absolute beautiful fuckery to do, too, to a group of friends to out one of them with some secret trauma they haven't revealed to the group and then say, okay, bye, girls. Enjoy your afternoon.
He said to Jess, he gave the cards and then at the end, you know, lots of feeling and like you are enough and all that jazz. Like truly like a look in the mirror and say I love you moment.
Okay.
Which is great. And it was wonderful and it was perfect.
I want to go do this.
And then on the 4th one, he goes, you know that idea you have? The one you think isn't that big of a deal? I'm talking worldwide phenomenon. So he was like, start on the internet, start small. But that idea you have, you're selling yourself short. So do it. So then literally we're like, what is this idea?
What?
And she goes, I have no idea. I was like, Jessica, we have to remember what this idea is. I'll move past my trauma if you start that Etsy store.
This is such a great way to psychologically mess with people.
I mean, truly.
To plant these weird seeds that they have to go home and figure out.
It felt like a murder mystery.
Yeah. Now I obviously want to go and get my cards read by this.
We'll go. I'll go for a whole 3-day thing.
I just want to call him Lord of the Rings now and go get my cards read.
Trust and believe. So friggin' funny.
Oh, that's so great.
Okay, picture this. You have been stewing about a health problem you have, and you almost resort to texting your group chat to get your friends' opinions. Big mistake, okay? You are extremely unlikely to find quality medical advice with your girlfriends or a group chat called My Bitches, okay? But you can find it from doctors on ZocDoc. Thousands of medical professionals on ZocDoc are there to help you. They listen like a friend and give you the expert care you need, okay? Do you know what ZocDoc is? Because it's a free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them and treat almost every condition under the sun. No kidding, you guys. I swear by this app. I have been on there for a while, as I've told you about, and I'm still using it. I'm literally going to a doctor next Monday to get blood drawn and do the whole top of the year. Let's go kill it. You know what I did? I went on ZocDoc. I have my information already stored in insurance. I saw who was in network, and I looked at patient reviews to see who most felt like they would jive with the kind of things I am looking for. So when you're not feeling your best and you're just trying to hold it together, finding great care shouldn't take up all your energy. That's where ZocDoc comes in. Using their free app that millions of users rely on, you can find the right doctor that meets your needs and, most importantly, it fits your schedule. Book an appointment with a few taps in their app and start feeling better faster with ZocDoc. You can make a lot of appointments within 24 hours. So go to ZocDoc.com/weird and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many, like I said, are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/weird. ZocDoc.com/weird. Honestly, you guys, it changed my life. So, I mean, outside of that, we had a wild weekend. Okay, so then.
Yeah, because I've seen bits and pieces on your story, and I'm like, maybe going in on damp. No wonder everyone's checking in on your damp January.
Everyone can fuck right off.
Guys, it's wet, okay?
Look, I haven't drank the last 2 nights. I did Pilates this morning. I did a sauna. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
She's learning to let it go.
Yep. I've been carrying this baggage with me. So anyway, it was great. Like the first night we got there, we're just hanging out. They love the house, obviously.
It's a beautiful home.
We went to Mr. Lyons the first night, which is for y'all. It's an old school kind of steakhouse, dark bar, martini bar type of place. The next day, what did we do on Friday? Oh, I can't remember. I forget what we did, but we had a great time. Oh, we went to brunch and then got margaritas and just kind of chilled. And then, we went out to another nice dinner. We just did the whole hang out in the pool, relax. You guys are away from your kids.
Yeah.
Please sleep past 6 a.m.
It was going to rain down there. So
Saturday it was supposed to rain and we woke up and we had tickets to a drag brunch.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Okay. So although it is going to mass in Italy.
Yeah.
I've never been to a drag brunch in Palm Springs.
Me either.
So I looked it up and I did a lot of research and we went to this place called Oscars and I knew that the host was going to be funny.
Yeah.
This drag queen, Jackie Beat.
Yeah.
Because when I go see those live Golden Girls.
Yeah.
She plays Dorothy.
Oh, great.
She plays B. Arthur.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, she's hilarious. She wrote for Joan Rivers. She's so funny. So I was like, so worst case, we get duds of drag queen performers, but we know the host will be funny. Mm-hmm. And that's really the most important part.
Yeah.
Right? So we go, it's not raining. I didn't realize how early it was.
The drag brunches are 10:30.
Oh, we had to be there by 9:30.
Wow.
So at 9:30, we're sitting there with bottomless mimosas.
Yes, go time. Here we go.
And it's one of those things where it's you can't go, I'll take another. You're turning around to look at a drag queen and they're refilling them.
Wow. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
It was wild. So, I mean, I don't think either of them had been to a drag show. And there was one performer, Luna, who truly was shablamming. She got up on 8 feet, jumped into a split. And it's on
Holy
concrete.
shit.
It's al fresco. Al fresco at a drag show. This isn't like, on stage or like lightly padded.
Yeah.
I mean, she is just got heels. She is walking up to, she's like grinding. She's walking up to the bald, any like clean-headed bald men, just licking it like like a fucking apple, like an ice cream cone. I mean, honestly, Ashley was just like, yeah! I was thrilled.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, this is the best. I was wearing this like custom outfit Melissa made me that was because she made it for Shay Mitchell for that on that show Dollface.
Oh yeah.
And then she was like, oh, it didn't work out. I'll just give it to you. And it was a whole outfit made out of like vintage 60s towels.
It's incredible.
It was awesome. So of course the host was like, what is this? Had me get on stage. I modeled around, it was a great time. We bought too much merch. Like now Ashley has a Jackie Beat Christmas ornament.
That's perfect.
It was great. But so we left there and we were like, let's keep this party going. It's noon. We're off our rocker.
It just got into the PM hours.
Right? And so we're like, well, let's go get a drink at the Parker Hotel. Cause that's like the iconically 60s, beautiful hotel, which originally they were like, we're going to book that. And I was like, it's a mile from my house. Right. Don't you dare spend that much money a night. Like, we'll just go have cocktails there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So we go, but across from it is this like place. I think you might have been there before. It's called Estate Sale. And it's essentially a couple different like shops within it, like different buildings.
Yeah.
Where they sell, I don't know if it's actually stuff from estate sales after people have passed or if it's just generally like people selling vintage stuff.
Yeah, you and I had gone to that, I think, when we first moved down there to try and find furniture furnish our place.
So Ashley and Jess love vintage jewelry.
Perfect.
So we go in. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they have one in there.
Yeah.
And then we walk in. They're still at the door, like being like, this place is awesome. I look, there's a jewelry counter and there's just a man in a rolling office chair. Again, like completely shaved head. Huge wraparound glasses with jewels all around them.
Yes.
50 necklaces on.
Yes.
50 rings. And I go, y'all are about to spend some money.
This guy, he is the merchandise.
Right? Like a full ruby owl hanging from its neck. And so we're like looking, and then like every time we're looking at something, he slides his chair. He does not stand up once. We're there for like an hour.
He's weighted to the ground. Impossible.
He says, whoop, whoop, whoop. They like each buy a ring. They're like
great.
having the best time. They're being like, don't let us drink 50 mimosas and go look at jewelry. Are you insane? I was like, sorry. I was like, I don't even wear jewelry. I'm good.
Yeah.
And because of my outfit, he was like, honey, I need you to put on this necklace. And he hands me this necklace that's like all these different stones, but they're not like diamonds. They're not cut gems. They're like round, like rock tumbler.
Yeah.
Right? But there's like a shitload of them. So I put it on my neck and I'm like, does it look good? It matches, right?
Yeah.
What is this? And he goes, I'll tell you what it is. It's $44,000. I go, what? I'm like, think there. I'm like, so if I run, you're seated.
Right. There's no way that you are getting off the ground to come get me.
Everyone here is 90 years old. You're just willy-nilly. I mean, he handed us a ruby bracelet that was like for 60. Like, it was crazy.
Wow.
So they weren't spending like that. They got themselves like a sweet little, like souvenir.
Yeah.
And we leave and we go across to the Parker, which is like fancy fans.
Yeah.
And we get cocktails and we're sitting in the little like lobby area. And it's, it's like a mid-century modern fireplace. It's just
So
very
cool.
like, I'm taking pics of Ashley and Jess.
Yeah.
And it's very just like, oh, good. I'm glad we came
Yeah.
here. Like, this is the vibe we wanted to see, right? So we're sitting in a little corner and then in walks these like, either 7 or 8 women. And they're like, is anyone else sitting here? They're like whole other end of the couch. We're like, no, go for it. And like in our head, we're like, oh, that's like us in 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
This is their girls trip.
Yep.
They are all having their cocktails. They got on the hats. They got on the pashminas, all that jazz, right? And so of course we're eavesdropping. Yeah. And I'm like, they're Southern. They're totally Southern, right?
Do you know these people?
So we're talking. So we're like, yeah, what's going on? And then we find like an inn.
Yeah.
Like I always liken it to like girls getting ready to get into like a double Dutch. I'm like the second they give me an inn, I'm gonna ask where they're from.
I just need something. Give me something.
Right? So I finally get in there. I'm like, are you girls? Are you girls there? I'm like, where are you guys from? Or no, Ashley was just like, is this your annual girls trip? Because Ashley's the one who plans every girls trip.
Oh, great.
Like, she's like planned ones with like 12 girls to Sonoma, to here, you know, she just did that thing in Kentucky. So she's like, is this your trip? They're like, yeah, we do it every year. This is like our, you know, like 10th one, whatever it is. And so we talk back and forth, and they're from Georgia. Okay. But then one of their friend like lives in California. So kind of the same sitch, but bigger group. And I'm like, oh, whereabouts? Okay, one of them is from Chip's hometown.
Okay.
And then they start talking, and it's like, what do you guys do? Whatever. She said she works for something. Jess and Ashley are like, oh, do you know so-and-so? They used to work with us at Lowe's Corporate. She's like, she's one of my good friends. They're like, we've known her for years. I'm not kidding you, Grace. It's within like 3 minutes, we've found a common friend.
Wow.
Living in North Carolina.
That's the joke you would make about that scenario.
Absolutely. So we're chatting. We're having the best time. We're all doing different rounds. We're like, where are you guys staying? They're like, oh, we're in Airbnb here. And I like look it up, and I was like, that's so close to mine. Grace, I go,
uh-oh.
Y'all come over for a drink.
You invited your futures over. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm serious. Come over, have a cocktail, and then you guys go to dinner. We have dinner reservations. Just come over, because we're having such a good time. But we're like all drinking like $20 martinis. Right. So we leave, and we're like, we'll see you in a bit. And we get home, and Ashley's like, I don't think they're showing up. It's now like downpouring rain, right? But we walk in. I was like, I don't know if we have enough ice. I was like, we have 1 bottle of tequila, like some mix.
What did you invite them into?
So then I was like, oh God. Okay. I was like, throw your dirty clothes in your closet and kind of make up your beds. Like, just in case. Because now at this point, I'm like, this is a showing for a future girls trip.
That's what I mean. Like, the cool moms are coming over. Girls, get her shit together.
Yeah. Because of course I'd already in the lobby been like, oh yeah, this is my house. Like, and a bit like trying to get more followers, right?
I bet
you know me. Always be plugging. So we're there. We do it and blah, blah. And then we see, sure enough, a fucking Uber XL pull in, and we're like, what? And so we welcome them in. We're playing music. I mean, we drink margaritas with these 8 women. We're all, we are laughing it up. This one woman, I won't out her by name because because I don't remember anyone's names, but we're following each other on Instagram.
Okay.
She's talking, and she was like, I'm like, just beat cancer, like this, that, whatever it was. And she was just like, all I want to do here is like get some legal weed, and like none of these girls smoke. And I go, a ding, 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 I got you, girl.
This is like the beginning of a movie before everything goes wrong.
I'm not even kidding. So we go outside, and I look at Ashley and Jess, sidebar, and I'm like, I do not smoke weed and then go out, but I'm going to go smoke weed with this woman before we go to dinner. I was like, I feel like it's my obligation. You know?
Well, I have to be a good host now.
I was just kind of like, look, this might be the highlight of the trip. I don't know. So I went outside smoking a joint. We're laughing. She's like, oh, my husband's so much older than the rest of theirs. We go back inside. We're talking shit about all their husbands. Yes. Like, one of them goes like, my husband's a model. And I was like, for heartburn medication? Like, it destroyed.
It's your perfect audience.
It destroyed.
These are your people.
We had such a good time that we get a group photo in front of the fireplace with a timer, and we take 2 photos. We're all laughing, having so much fun. They go, let's do a funny one. I flash the camera. The woman in front of me's head is blocking it. I'm going to put it on Patreon. Because I didn't want to put it on Instagram without telling you the story, being like, why is there like a field trip in our house?
Who are these women? Mamrie didn't mention that her aunts from North Carolina were also coming.
I thought 2 people were visiting, not 12. So we are just ha, 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 ha. And we're leaving. And so then finally we're like getting along so well that they're just like, you guys are so cool. We're like, y'all are so cool. Ashley goes, you don't understand. When we walked through the door, Mamrie went into drill sergeant mode and was like, we don't have ice. Make up the beds. Blah, blah, blah. And then they look at us and they go, well, when we came in, we said, we got to have a safe word. These girls could try to have sex with us. They said, if anyone said Chattahoochee, we had to leave.
So southern. You guys are so southern.
So we were just like crying laughing. We were like, they had a safe word. We were like,
that you guys look
we
like
don't have enough ice.
You look like sex hungry young women.
Like, we're gonna like trap a bunch of women, like moms. So it was so then of course we went to dinner at Melvin's, which is like the old school place where they do like fireside sauces, and I'm stoned as a goat.
The tableside stuff must have been so entrancing. dancing.
It was like the best, and lots
great.
of like late night hot tubbing and just laughing, and it was a good time.
Amazing.
But, oh man, it killed me. I was like, I gotta make my little carousel for Instagram, and I was like, I can't post this without telling Grace in person this story because it's just so stupid. I mean, I'm texting Chip being like, decided to throw a happy hour at the house. So shout out to that crew if you indeed looked up the podcast because y'all were a friggin' blast.
They sound amazing.
They were awesome. They were so much fun.
And also to everyone that was asking how your damp January was going, that's how it's going.
I know. Oh, God. I know. That's why I came home. I got home at noon on Sunday.
Yeah.
Got on my couch. Grace, I didn't leave the couch.
I bet. That sound like I'm exhausted hearing this story. I didn't think
I had 300 steps on my phone. 300.
I didn't think after like the jewelry man that much more could happen.
I know. I mean, that night I was like, so we started at Drag Brunch.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start drinking bottomless mimosas at 9:30.
Jewelry, the Parker, a happy hour, Melvin's.
It sounds amazing.
So good. We came back from dinner that night, and I was like, oh man, where are those joints? And Ashley was like, I gave them to her. I was like, yes,
you guys are good
That
hosts.
is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So yeah, it was a really fun weekend.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
I know. I was so tired, and I was like, and y'all are going back to like regular jobs and small children. Yes. I'm coming back to Larry and Beans.
And letting go of whatever it is you thought you had done.
I know.
Wow.
We'll plan a trip there. I'll show you his business card.
I gotta go. I know. I want to go.
I'll put his business card on Patreon. It's just
I gotta
too
know.
Good.
I gotta know what traumatic thing in my life needs attention that I need his expertise on.
Look, and you need a man whose business card is a picture from the back as his arms are spread wide open, like full Messiah.
Yeah, perfect.
But we did say, this is a cute way to close it.
Yeah.
Is Ashley at the end of the reading, he was like, now any more questions, girls? As like Vicky's already setting up.
Yeah.
You know, she's already got on paint palettes. She's making squirts.
Yeah.
And he's like, any more questions, girls? And Ashley goes, I have one. She was like, what happened to that pretty girl?
Yeah, that got him into tarot in the first place.
He goes, well, I was a little late today because I was giving her a kiss. He goes, we've been together ever since,
wow.
and it's her birthday. So I'm treating her and like her mom to massages at the spa or something.
Wow. He gets a discount on it at his place of employment.
I was like, don't let him start a conversation with Ashley's masseuse.
Yeah.
Because he won't shut up, masseur.
Oh, that's amazing. Before we wrap this up, we have one last little piece of housekeeping that all of our merch that we have left in our DFTBA store we're getting rid of it. So it's all on sale for 50% off right now.
Can you believe it? What a deal. We want to make more merch and we want to do all that. But Grace and I are the girl who rents a dumpster once a year says,
yeah, gotta get rid of it. So it's 50% off. There's just some random stock left. So apologies if not all the sizes are there, but go get it. All remaining stock is 50% off, and hopefully in the next couple weeks or months we'll have some new merch for you guys.
Yeah, that'll be super exciting. Yes. And as per usual, check out our Patreon, you guys. It's so much fun. Grace is hosting her first Barflies this month, and so if you get in there, you could still have time to read or listen to the book and get in that convo, and then Grace will be cracking a whip to make sure I announce my book.
Yeah.
Right after.
Yes.
So anyway, I'll show you that pic of me flashing right now. And this got weird.